Hello and welcome to another edition of Homebrew MTG's Pre-BREWS. It's been a whole weekend since I spilt the tea on some new cards, so let's get down to it. First up, we have a Thieving Otter, a 2 colourless and an island for a 2/2 otter. Whenever Thieving Otter deals damage to an opponent, draw a card. Usually granted as an aura, this ability, when a creature deals damage to an opponent, you may draw a card. The evasion, or lack of, hurts it here. If you're able to give it a little bit of help to get through, then just one activation of this is very good value for a common. Another effect that we've seen previously in older sets is the fog effect. This prevents all combat damage that would be dealt to creatures this turn. However, Thwart to the Enemy, which costs 2 colourless and a forest, prevents all damage that would be dealt this turn by creatures your opponent controls. So, nice variation of the classic fog effect, meaning only your creatures deal damage, changing fog into an effective combat trick. Probably Questing Beast's least relevant ability in Standard, but giving this ability to all your creatures could lead to a really bad feel bad for, you guessed it, your opponents. Our next card is Go for Blood. 1 colourless and a mountain. Target creature you control fights target creature you don't control. Each deals damage equal to its power to another, with an extra reduced cycling cost. Fight effects have seen lots of fight print iterations, and red is getting in on the action. Would be definitely playable even without the cycling cost. So next up, I'm going to tell you a love story. Man captures a dinosaur. Man and dinosaur become friends. Man and dinosaur run off together. Ah, cute. This is obviously Wizards trying to explain the importance or resonance of bonding in the set. The blue card in this cycle is my favourite. Permanent sleep effects are usually playable in limited, and this effect with a flash keyword makes it even better. Forbidden Friendship is essentially just a 2/2 for 2, but on 2 bodies, and Cathartic Reunion. I would generally avoid this as it's going to feel bad if you don't have that chosen deck type. Our next card is a Lore Drakis, 1 colourless and Izzet colours for a 2/3 lizard beast. Whenever this creature mutates, return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. If you have a target for this, it's a 2 colourless, cheaper version of Archaeomancer. Then, if you can mutate this more than once, amazing value. And don't discount the relevance of having a needed 2/3 blocker. It's not a hard choice, is it? Apologies. Next card, we have a Rooting Moloch. 4 colourless mana and a mountain for a 4/4 lizard. When Rooting Moloch enters the battlefield, exile target card with a cycling ability from your graveyard. Until the end of your next turn, you may play that card, cycling for 2. Impulse Recursion for any cycling card, which seems to be pretty much every card in the set, so I'm definitely rooting for this one. Oh, bad pun again, sorry. Next up, we have Ominous Seas, 1 colourless and an island for an enchantment that reads, whenever you draw a card, put a Foreshadow counter on Ominous Seas. Remove 8 Foreshadow counters from Ominous Seas, create an 8/8 blue Kraken creature token, cycling cost of 2. This card just rewards you for just playing the game. Loads of ways to speed it up through cycling or standard card draw. And the key part of this card is that it does not get sacrificed when you activate the Kraken ability. So if you're hitting late game, you can get more than 1 8/8 Krakens for 2 mana. Where do I sign? Our next card is Bastian of Remembrance, 2 colourless and a swamp for an enchantment that reads, when Bastian of Remembrance enters the battlefield, create a 1/1 white human soldier creature token. Whenever a creature you control dies, each opponent loses 1 life and you gain 1 life. Aristocrats is a very popular archetype in Magic, and this will find its way in many different iterations of that theme. Rakdos Cat Oven is pretty scary in standard right now, and compared to playable includes in Commander, it's on par with Zulaport Cutthroat, and I would say better than Vindictive Vampire, which does see a lot of play. Good enough without the token generation, and harder to kill because it's an enchantment. If I want to go along those themes, then I would definitely remember this card. Moving on, we have a Barrier Breach, 2 colourless and a forest for an instant that allows you to exile up to 3 target enchantments with a cycling cost of 2. Exile is nice rather than just destroy, and it scales really well with a 3-for-1 potential, but it needs to be waiting for 3 enchantments if it's going to be used to its full value. It's sad that it doesn't say artifacts because this would be insane. Our next card is a Survive Thundermane, costing Boros colours for a 3/2 elemental cat. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 2. If you do, Survive Thundermane deals 2 damage to target creature and you gain 2 life. A 3/2 for 2 is fine. Activation cost is a little expensive, but in a cycle deck, this could do a lot of damage and gain you a lot of life. Another card that really needs to be in the cycle build is Evasion Protocol for an enchantment that costs 1 colourless and 1 island. Whenever you cycle a card, you may pay 1. If you do, exile target creature card or artifact you control, then return it to the battlefield under its owner's control. Instant speed flicker to get enter the battlefield triggers or to protect your creatures or artifacts, then draw a card from the cycle. Seems good to me. Our next card is In One Bite. Just a single plains for a sorcery. As an additional cost to cast this spell, tap an untapped creature you control. Exile target tapped creature. Put a 1/1 on the target creature tapped to cast this spell. It needs a target and a tapped creature, but ticking both of those off your checklist, this is solid removal. And the 1/1 counter is a nice little bonus, rewarding your tapped creature. Didn't he do well? The next few cards are cards that really care about humans. Sanctuary Lockdown is 2 colourless and a plains for an enchantment that allows humans you control to get +1/+1, and you can pay 2 to tap 2 untapped humans you control, tap target creature and opponent controls. A generous anthem, and it could be annoying tapping opponents, attackers or blockers. Needs to be in the right build. The next card that cares about humans, probably because he just wants to go for a little walkies, is an Exuberant Wolf Bear. 3 colourless and a forest for a 4/4 wolf bear creature. Whenever Exuberant Wolf Bear attacks, you may change the base power and toughness of target human you control to Exuberant Wolf Bear's power and toughness until end of turn. It's a big enough body in most cases to force a decision from your opponent. It could be a nice finisher in an aggro human build, but this bear is just a big doggo looking for a good time. Our next card is Lava Brink Adventurer, costing 2 colourless and a plains for a 3/3 human. When Lava Brink Adventurer enters the battlefield, choose odd or even. 0 is even. Lava Brink Adventurer has protection from chosen converted mana costs. This is a more reliable Haktos the Unscarred, and protection is one of the best keywords you can get in all of Magic the Gathering. So having this that has protection from half of your opponent's deck is amazing 50% of the time, probably. Next card, we have a Frondland Felidar, a 2 colourless forest plains 3/5 cat beast with vigilance. Creatures you control with vigilance have pay 1, tap target creature. A vigilant 3/5 for 4 is a good rate. However, I'm noticing a pattern. A lot of the cards in this set have ways to prevent attacks and blocks, almost as if there are huge terrifying creatures that will squish you if they have the chance. could get you out of a tight spot. Be vigilant. Up next, we have a Sea Dasher Octopus. 1 colourless and 2 islands for a 2/2 octopus that mutates for just 1 colourless and an island, which flashes in whenever this creature deals combat damage to a player. Draw a card. What the little otter at the start of the video really wanted to be. Flash this in on an undeclared blocker or a big trampler. Draw a card for 2 mana. Avoid hard casting this if possible, otherwise it's a bit fishy. We've steamed through our cards today, which leads us on to Homebrews MTG's terrific card of the day. Newsflash, it's not on par with my other terrific picks so far, but Flash is one of my favourite mechanics of all time. So I present to you a Cunning Nightbonder. For 2 Dimir hybrid mana, you can get a 2/2 human that has Flash and gives spells you cast with Flash 1 less to cast, and they can't be countered. Flash this in when a spell with Flash is on the stack to make it uncounterable, or add a little bit of a redundancy in a Chromium Commander deck, or any decks that have Dimir colours in them that have Flash. This is such a good ability because opponents will always be doubting their next plays and whether it will resolve or whether they have an attacking opportunity. Keep them guessing with this card and reduce the cost while you're at it. And a Snapcaster Mage for 1? Yes, please. Once again, it's been great to be here. Join me hopefully for some more flashes of brilliance to prove this set isn't a massive flash in the pan. Did I mention Flash? I'll see you again next time. Cheers.